I think it's time to do a giveaway. What do you think? Should we do a giveaway? Let's do it! But I have a big, very important question. Very important question. What is at the end of a rainbow?
Treasure.
A treasure? In this instance, no. Matthew?
A bunny.
It's a bunny. A bunny is not at the end of a rainbow. What else? What do you think's at the end of a rainbow? A rainbow's at the end of a rainbow? Well, that's a good guess. My wife, Shannon?
Yeah.
What's at the end of rainbow? End of a rainbow?
Pot of gold.
No, also wrong answer. Also wrong answer. Nuggets? What kind of nuggets? Like McDonald's nuggets? McDonald's nuggets are at the end of a rainbow. I like it. Let's go figure out how you can win some cards. Hey guys, so you saw that intro. I'm doing some giveaways, and actually this is going to be the start for my Dusty Trail to 1,000. I kind of want to say like Road to 1,000, but like, you know, a lot of people say that. So this is the Dusty Trail to 1,000. I've got a lot of things planned leading up to 1,000, including to what happens when I get to 1,000, which is some vintage packs. So kind of get ready for that. But I'm going to start it now. I'm going to do some giveaways. And as you saw, we're talking a little bit about rainbows. We're talking about gold. And obviously, as you figured it out, I'm going to be giving away a gold card and a rainbow card. And as my wife so correctly guessed that gold is at the end of the rainbow, the actual answer is a field blower. That is the correct answer. At the end of a rainbow is a field blower. Everybody knows that, right? Right? So, how do you enter into this contest? So I'm actually doing something different. This isn't just a contest where you get to enter. It is, but I am going to make it a little bit different. I'm going to be asking you a question. And actually, I'm going to be mentioning 3 things about myself. One of which is a lie, and 2 of them are true. So we're playing 2 truths and a lie. So this is going to be kind of fun. And I'm going to, for every person that enters a comment down below, you're going to be entered into for this field blower. So even if you get it wrong, you're going to get a chance at this golden field blower. And the winner, the person that correctly guesses the lie, I'm going to be doing a random draw for all those people that get it correctly, and you are going to win a Vikavolt GX Rainbow Rare. And this is from Sun and Moon Guardians Rising, and I should mention that the field blower is also from Guardians Rising. So that is kind of cool. I wanted to give away those cards. I don't need them for my collection. I'd love to share them for you guys. And again, this is the beginning. This is just the beginning of all the giveaways that are happening, because I've got some sealed product I'm going to be giving away. There's going to be some PSA graded cards. And as you guys know, I have given away already a base set Magneton PSA 7 base set 21-year-old card. And there's going to be some more that I'm giving away. So without further ado, here are the potential truths or lies. One thing I wanted to mention as well is that I'm going to be telling you a story. So this is going to come down to your deduction skills as a detective to figure out which one I'm lying about. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of a backstory about each of them. They're interesting things about myself, or at least I think they're kind of interesting. So you're going to learn a little bit about me at the same time. All right, guys, the first one is the year 2014. I remember this day vividly. It was on a Saturday and I went golfing. This was with my dad and my brother. There was actually going to be a 4th person that ended up bailing out in the last minute. I don't remember why they couldn't come. But we were golfing down. It was in Ontario, Canada, where I'm from. And it was a mostly sunny day. There was a chance of rain, but not too much of a chance of rain. It was a day that we were excited to go out. And I actually hadn't golfed with my dad and brother at the time. I wasn't as much into golfing back then as I am into it now, even though I now have kids, but I enjoy golfing. But I remember this was hole number 7. I'm not going to tell you which course, but it was 161 yards away. This was a par 3. And yes, I hit a hole-in-one. This still gives me chills because this was on my bucket list. This is something I wanted to do. I didn't think I would do it so early in life, but I'm very, very proud to say that I got a hole-in-one. 161 yards, and I was using a 6-iron. Now, I can hit much further now. It'd be more like a 9-iron, but I hit a 6-iron. I was unfortunately not using the ball that I use nowadays, which is a Titleist Pro V1. I was using a Top Flight ball. So on the trophy that I mounted it on, I'm a little bit bummed that it was a Top Flight, but regardless, it was one of those shots where it felt perfect. I hit it, didn't even feel the ball. My brother actually was down with the cart. He wasn't even watching. It was my dad and I watched it. It was going right for the stick, right for the flag, bounce, bounce, and we saw it roll and disappeared into the cup. And I still didn't really believe it because it was one of those things I've waited for my whole life. If you think this is the lie, put down below #golf. All right, the next one is something that happened in 2013. I was with a previous company and I was at a sales meeting. This was the first day of the sales meeting. It was a Monday morning and there was about 30 of us in the room. Hadn't started yet, and there was a number of us just kind of mingling, talking. I was at the back of the room. And there was a gentleman that had a big, I'll say a big life event that had taken place, and he was at the sales meeting. The president of the company came up and wanted to offer some sympathies to him, so he came up to him and gave him a little pat on the back. At this exact moment, there was a mint that was in his mouth, because at the front of all of our desks there was a package of those, red and white mints. And right when that happened, went down the windpipe. And he kind of panicked, and obviously in that moment, and turned around, grabbed some water and tried to drink, realized it was lodged and he couldn't breathe. He couldn't do anything about it. So he stood up, he went to the front of the room to the person that was getting ready and gave kind of that international "I'm choking" symbol, and they thought he was joking, and just haha. And then at that moment, he kind of leaned over and everybody realized that he was choking. I was at the back of the room, and I will tell you, I am not trained at all into the Heimlich. I am not trained into anything, but I just instinct took over. I went from the back of the room to the front of the room, and this was a rather large man, we'll say 300 plus. And at this point, I don't really remember much, but I am told I am giving him the Heimlich, and I was lifting him off the ground, and it took several attempts, but finally the mint was dislodged. And I will tell you, boy, did I have a brutal headache after that. And as I learned, it was from the adrenaline that your body gets fed, all that drugs and everything that your kind of body goes through. So my story is that I successfully gave somebody the Heimlich maneuver. If you think this is the lie, leave a comment down below, #save. The last option in this contest, 2 truths and a lie, is something that took place in the year 2015. The month was February, and my wife and we went on a Mediterranean cruise. So we flew over, and actually I should say just before that, the day before we left, we found out that we were pregnant. How very exciting. This was with our little Jigglypuff. We found out that she was pregnant. So we did our Mediterranean cruise, and I had one special surprise that I would love to take credit for, but it was actually my agent that booked everything for me. As we were coming back, we were flying through Paris, France, and she said, "Hey, Millennial Collector," at the time it was Mark. She said, "Hey Mark, I think you should stay over in Paris for just one extra time frame." So it was for 22 hours. We were in Paris for 22 hours, and you know what day it was? It was February the 14th. Valentine's Day. How absolutely perfect is that? How super romantic am I that I booked us a time slot at the Eiffel Tower, and yes, we got to go up the Eiffel Tower on Valentine's Day. And for all the gentlemen out there, no, I am not off the hook for Valentine's Day for the rest of my life. Even though I joke about it every year, I still have to participate. Even though I feel like that's pretty awesome, right? Come on, that's pretty cool. So I should mention that we were pregnant. We found out we were pregnant, and towards the latter half of that trip, my wife was experiencing some sickness, and she was pretty sick, unfortunately, and really didn't want to go to the Eiffel Tower. As the good husband, I strongly encouraged her, and we went, and it was it was amazing experience. There was also a bomb threat while we were there, which was kind of crazy. Underneath, there was a backpack. They had to bring in a robot and everything. Crazy story. So if you think this is the lie, put #Paris. So those are your 3 options. I made these wildly specific because I want this to be a little bit tricky. I think you're pretty smart. I think you can figure it out. But next week, so I'm going to be giving the winner or announcing the winner 1 week today. So it is going to be Monday at 1 o'clock Eastern. I'm going to be announcing it. So you need to get your entry in a little bit before that. Let's say Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern as well. So that is the goal. I hope you participate. I hope you consider subscribing because there's going to be some amazing contests and giveaways that I'm going to be doing in the future. And I want to change it up. I want you to get to know me a little bit, even though I just lied to you, but you don't know which one yet. So again, please hit a like, please hit a subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.